Lead paint, the good, the bad, and the ugly. Hey, I'm Thomas Mayhew with eXp Realty Ohio. Hope you're doing really good today. I just wanted to share with you, my thoughts about lead paint. It's not all bad, although it's mostly bad. So let's just have a little look at it and chat through it. Since 1978, lead has been outlawed in paint. So homes built 1978 or before, good chance there may be lead paint in on the exterior of the house or the interior of the house. And for example, with FHA or VA loans, it's a requirement that there can't be any chipping paint or peeled paint or paint that's fallen on the ground that came off the house, because it could have lead in it. And of course, children could, little kids, they're curious. They, wait, what's that taste like? And oh, it's blue, or whatever the case may be. So they might think it has a neat flavor. Well, yeah, bad idea. So by now it's probably really hard to imagine that there could be anything about anything good about lead paint. But I'll get to that in just a minute. Now, as a residential real estate agent, of course, I do commercial real estate as well. But with residential, 1 to 4 units, there's a disclosure that a seller is required to fill out. And typically, it says, people check the box and say, I have no knowledge. And honestly, it's been 14 years I've been in real estate. I haven't seen anybody that said, oh, I have knowledge, or here's some reports. It's just so uncommon. But the fact is, there could be, and probably is, some lead in that paint if the house is built before 78 or before. Okay, so there's also a paper that we provide to our clients that talks about the evils, in essence, of lead paint, what to watch out for and so on. And I think it's good because, yeah, lead is super toxic. That's like the really ugly. Like if it gets in you, like you're going to have problems. Okay. Now, so what's something good about lead paint? Well, okay, this is very much in a past tense sort of a, just a fact sort of thing. But the old timers, beginning with 78, they stopped using it. So now we're talking about a lot of years already. But if you can find a really old timer that knew about paint or that did painting, they would say, oh, that lead paint was the best paint. Wow, really? Why'd they say that? Well, because it lasted longer than the other paint, right? Okay, so that was something that was good about that paint. And in fact, if that wasn't the case, it would have washed away already, and it would only be a concern basically in the streams, rivers, creeks, and maybe in the soil where it washed out at, right? Which, by the way, never grow produce next to your house, okay? That would be like really ugly, because it's going to uptake any lead that's in the soil that's washed off over the years and go right into your system, and it's not going to be good for you. And by the way, if you ever did get lead poisoning, don't go to a regular doctor. I mean, you can start with them, but you can assume that they don't know anything. Trust me, I went through so many doctors. I had metal poisoning, and it wasn't lead, but it was another metal. And they did all the wrong tests. You need to find a toxicologist that knows how to do the tests so they can actually diagnose you and help you. So just telling you, word to the wise, guys. I've been there, done that. Okay. Now what's another thing that you could say is potentially good about lead paint? Well, now this is thinking very much outside the box, but let's say that you were in your house one day and all of a sudden you notice kind of a flash of light that was a very unusual flash of light. And then you recognize that as maybe having seen some movies where they filmed a nuclear bomb going off. Okay? You recognize that flash of light. Well, if of course, your first thought would probably be to take cover, and you'd probably be pretty, freaked out by it, I'm sure. But if your house had some lead paint on the outside, you would actually be somewhat protected. Why do I say that? Well, I mean, when you go to the dentist and they're going to take x-rays, what do they put over you? They put a lead shield. Why is that? Because it blocks the radiation. Interesting. Yeah, outside the box. So I'm not saying go run out and look for a house that's got lead paint, because I don't know, you have to weigh the risks of that, nuclear attack or whatever. Or you could put lead shielding on your house. I haven't heard of anybody doing that, by the way. But Anyways, I guess that would be doomsday prepping kind of stuff to the extreme. But if there's anything I can do for you, just let me know. That's what I'm here to help. For me, my biggest thing is, and you could tell from maybe some of the things I shared, that, my biggest thing is not selling houses or warehouses or land or whatever, although that's all good and I like doing it and I'm happy to help you with that. My main thing in life is actually the motivation really is I don't want anybody hurt. And so, and of course, then I want to help. So if there's anything I can do to help you, just let me know. Thanks so much. Thomas Mayhew out.